And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries, let's float for now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow.
What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another start of our series. We're going to be doing the transfer show with yours truly, JSGC. And we're going to be speaking every single week in my live show, where we're going to speak about Man City transfers and everything that's happened for the previous week, and we'll speak about things that could happen in the future. So if you've got any transfer questions or any topics of discussion, then all you need to do, throw it in the live chat, and we'll have a good show to be able to talk about plenty of stuff that there is to talk about. Of course, today we're going to be speaking about Tijjani Reijnders, Rayan Ait-Nouri and Rayan Cherki as well. 3 expected signings to be made by Manchester City over the coming 4 days or so. So we'll speak about all these players, profile the players, have a look at the statistics, how they're performing, and what Manchester City can expect once they have signed for the club. So before I do crack on with this live stream, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. We're going super ambitious here, 300 likes, so any help towards that, guys, would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well, if you're watching the stream after the live stream's ended, then get your thoughts in the comments below, and whilst we're live, don't forget to head on to the live stream, come and say hello, and any topics of discussion, then we can have that topic of discussion. I will dip into the live chat in just one moment. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. I am doing daily City transfer updates for you guys to enjoy. So if you want to stay up to date here on YouTube with all the latest City transfer news every single day, then you know what to do. Do subscribe now, less than 800 subs away from my aim of 45,000 subscribers. And also don't forget as well to go and check out my social media links, which you can find in the description, including my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too, if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. So welcome everybody, thank you for tuning in. We've got nearly 100 people in the room, which is absolutely brilliant. I did have this scheduled for around 2 hours time, but I've just had a look at my busy schedule and I've got so much going on. Got a little bit of free time now, so I thought I'll move the live stream forward and we can have a nice discussion here on a beautiful Friday afternoon here in the United Kingdom. So just head into the chat. Warm welcome to Asif. Thanks for tuning in. Wanted to see Rayan Cherki signing for Manchester City, and you may not have to wait too long. Tambi, welcome. Thank you for tuning in as well once more. Much appreciated. Emma as well, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. All things football, welcome. Thank you for tuning in as well. Joseph, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Milo, thanks for tuning in. Genus, thanks for tuning in. Fidelis, thanks for tuning in as well. Much appreciated. Kevin, we're expecting Rayan Cherki to be signing for Manchester City. We'll speak all about that in today's stream, of course. David, thank you for tuning in. John Stones, very expensive when it comes to his wage. He's been linked with a move to Everton. No concerns over a fee. Would be a big problem over wage. Can't see City being that keen on loaning. However, we do have a bit of a problem that John Stones is made of glass. So maybe we do want to shift him on. We'll wait and see. I did do my homegrown video on my channel. If you want to go and check that out after the stream, where I speak in more detail about the potential homegrown problem or non-homegrown problem that Man City could be having this summer. King, thank you for tuning in. Welcome, thank you for tuning in. Milo says, when will they announce the players? Well, we're looking at a medical for both Ait-Nouri and Reijnders this weekend, so I imagine an announcement can't come until at least the very earliest end of this weekend. so Sunday evening. I imagine City will probably want to do the announcements probably by Monday, in particular for Ait-Nouri and Reijnders, and for Cherki it may take a little longer and head into Tuesday, so all three players are available for the Club World Cup. All Things Football asks, is Ederson going to stay or leave? Getting mixed signals. Pep saying one thing, the reliable sources are saying the other. My stance or my understanding is that Ederson, like last summer, if a big money offer does come in from Saudi Arabia, he is interested in that move to Saudi Arabia. We await to see if that proposal and offer does come forward. If a Saudi Arabian club is prepared to match the wage of Ederson and they can tempt him over to Saudi Arabia, which is very possible, and they're willing to pay the fee that Man City are looking for Ederson, then a transfer is of course possible. But right now, talks are very quiet. Ederson will be going to the Club World Cup with Man City, so we'll see. Summer's long. Anything can happen. City, of course, already been linked with goalkeepers. We'll have things in the pipeline just in case, but we will see. We'll see. Dylan, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Mark, thank you for tuning in. Says, what's happened to Eze? I'm well disappointed. He's a high-quality player. If we need a homegrown player to come in, Jack Grealish leaving. If we want a homegrown player to come in to help in attack, then Eze could be an option. But, yeah, I can't see City going in for Eze. In fact, he's been linked with a move to Arsenal, and I can see him potentially ending up there. Maybe even at Chelsea. Well, we'll see. Dopper, thank you for tuning in, says, what's the full form of JSGC? It's my initials for JS, my first name and surname, and GC just stands for General Channel. So, if you've ever wondered, then wonder no more. It did used to stand for Gaming Channel. When I first started doing YouTube, if there's any real OGs out there who first started watching me when I had like 5-6 subscribers, yeah, I used to do gaming, used to do Football Manager stuff. I've still got some of the old videos up actually as my oldest videos, and yeah, it used to stand for Gaming Channel, but we adapted the content so it became a general channel where we have a general chat, and then more of adapted it into a football channel where we talk about football instead. So I added Man City Fan Channel on the end, so it gets to the point so people understand what the channel is. So yeah, there we go. King says, how close are we to getting Cherki after his beautiful debut for France? Says he's pretty confident. They keep saying it's advancing. We were getting some rumours floating around from Simon Mullock yesterday through City Extra's tweet that everybody saw, saying that City had agreed a fee and it weren't too far away. And I don't think that they are too far away. They're just trying to iron out the final details. It will be £35 million. City will have to pay the asking price. He's a high-quality player. We know he's got 12 months left on his contract, but when you go for high-quality players, it's what you've got to do, really, isn't it? So, yeah, I can see it happening. I can see us getting the here we go in the next 24 to 48 hours. I don't suspect we'll get too much movement over the weekend. I think Cherki's just wanting to focus on the Nations League third, fourth playoff game that France have got, where they'll be taking on Germany on Sunday afternoon, and then turn his attention towards leaving Lyon and signing for City and going to the Club World Cup. But we'll see. ST, thanks for tuning in. 7 p.m. Prime time in Nepal. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Avuzwar as well. It says, do I still think the club are going to have high-profile signings after missing out on Florian Wirtz? That's a very good question. It depends what your class is high profile, really. I'd go as far to say that bringing in one of the Netherlands' best central midfielders and the central midfielder of the year in Serie A in Tijjani Reijnders is a pretty big name. Rayan Cherki, one of the hottest prospects out there in terms of an attacker as well, is a pretty big name. Obviously, it's not. We're not looking here at players who are like the top 5 football players in the world, and we've been linked with a move for Rodrigo from Real Madrid, who's a pretty big name as well. But I think Man City's stance is that they want the next generation, the upcoming players, the players aged between 20 and 25 who are just about to enter into the prime of their lives, really, in terms of their footballing career. So going for players before they make it big, so when we bring them in, we can get a better deal on these players like Husanov, like Vita Hayes, like Omar Marmoush from the January window. And that theme is continuing here with the likes of Ait-Nouri from Wolverhampton Wanderers, Cherki from Lyon, and Reijnders from AC Milan as well. All real good, solid players as far as I'm concerned. So I could see City maybe distancing themselves from high-profile signings. I mean, we've got Erling Haaland, we've got a Ballon d'Or winner in Rodri, we've got Phil Foden Foden, these are big names. I mean, Jack Grealish is a pretty big name in world football as well. How many children were outside the Etihad Stadium waiting to go to the first game with the Jack Grealish haircut? So losing Jack Grealish is a bit of a blow. So they do lose them shirt sales. So they may go for a high-profile signing. We'll see. That's a brilliant question, though. So thank you, Avuzwa, for tuning in and asking that question. Much appreciated. Also, welcome to Mr. Koziwiki. Hope I've said your name correctly. Says, hello, Jay. Welcome. Hello to you as well. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Asit Handley as well. Handleisle. Hope I've said your name correctly. Asif Handleisle. Hope I've said I like being live. I'm butchering everybody's name. Sorry about that. But it says City is Blue. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Jay, brilliant name. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Stephen, Lyon will reject offers. I was explaining, I can't remember if it was in yesterday's transfer update or the day before, where it's like bidding for a house. Your bids are going to get rejected. It's going to take 2-3 offers before you end up getting pretty close to the negotiation value of what clubs are looking for. Clubs are always going to go in with their ceiling value, and City are always going to swoop in quite low. And then you meet them in the middle and you make the transfer happen, in particular if the player is keen on making the move, which Rayan Cherki seems very keen on making the move. So I can't imagine it's too far away, if I'm being honest. King's hoping to get a new goalkeeper. You may well get a new goalkeeper. I am near enough certain it'd be Diogo Costa. When the links came out with Joan Garcia, I was quite surprised. I was like, it seems to have been for the last 2 months. Diogo Costa, it's all everybody's speaking about. Diogo Costa, that's going to be the keeper that City are going for. So I'd be very surprised if City are going for a first choice keeper if it's not Diogo Costa. But we'll see. Welcome, Joseph, as well. We do need a right back. I don't think we can afford to be heading into the new season with Mateus Nunes and Rico Lewis as our only 2 right back options. As much as I've enjoyed the cameo appearances that we've seen of Mateus Nunes, he does have a mistake and an error in him. He's a brilliant squad player, though, and a fantastic option to have. He's a quick player, has helped City at points this season when we've lacked that pace of Kyle Walker. So he's got something about him. I just feel like we're lacking a player whose proper position is playing as a right back. In an ideal world, we'd probably want a right-sided centre-back who also plays as a right back, or a right back who plays as a right-sided centre-back, just to try and shore things up on that right-hand side. But it all depends on what Pep Guardiola is looking for. If we're going for an out-and-out attacking option like Rayan Ait-Nouri, then he's going to be a player that's going to get forward, so we'd probably be looking for a more defensive-minded right back, which is where somebody like Tino Livramento would make a lot of sense for City. But Newcastle aren't going to want to sell. I don't think he's going to want to force the move, and it'd be very expensive. So we'll see. And again, we need homegrown players. So when it comes to homegrown fullbacks, Livramento probably the outstanding choice out there. A big welcome to Lamwabo as well. Says after seeing Cherki against Spain, I've no doubt that City will go all the way. I love the optimism there. I love the optimism. A cracking player. It will take him a season or two to get going under Pep Guardiola. I'm not expecting him to come in and just, really hit things off and, all of a sudden we're looking at one of the best players in the world. It's not going to be the case. He's going to need time. He's going to need to adapt. It's all about how good is he at learning and listening, because that's what Pep Guardiola would be looking for. A lot of people have expressed their concern about his attitude and his lack of willingness to track back and having a bit of a tantrum on the field and things that people have spoken about. But I don't watch Cherki regularly enough for me to be able to comment as to whether he has that in his locker or not. I'm sure we'll soon find out, and I can't imagine Pep Guardiola would put up with it, but definitely got the quality, as we saw last night, as Lukman is saying. His performance yesterday night was outstanding, nothing short of outstanding. A beautiful 30-minute cameo to come on and very nearly turned the whole thing round for France yesterday after they were staring down a barrel. They were really struggling. So, a brilliant player. It'll take a bit of time, but I'm really excited for him to become a Manchester City player. Really excited. Fidelis, you are more than welcome. Welcome, Miracle as well. Says hoping Cherki will sign for Manchester City. I am expecting it to happen. We're waiting for the Fabrizio. Here we go. Negotiations are continuing. They're getting more advanced. City are getting closer every day, etc., etc. We are on that deadline to the Club World Cup, though. 4 days to go. We were getting some rumours flickering through from yesterday that a deal had been agreed. It doesn't seem to be the case, unfortunately. We seem to be maybe a day or two away from a deal being completed and agreed. Just wondering if maybe Lyon wanted to drum up some last-minute interest to get a little bit more out of Manchester City. I'm just hoping that we can get things tied up and sorted ASAP so we don't get gazumped by anybody. But we seem to have had a verbal agreement from Cherki that he wants to go to Man City, as he confirmed in his interview after the game. We all know about his future. We all know where he's going to end up, and we all know where it's going to be, and that club will be Manchester City. Joseph, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Says, or let Nunez be trained as the right back, as we do need to develop. He does need to develop more for the big games. He's an outstanding player. I like Matheus Nunes. He's a fantastic squad player. The question is, with a World Cup year coming up next year, he'll want to be on that plane to North America with Portugal. He'll want to be playing on a regular basis. So if City can't guarantee him that, I can see him potentially leaving the club this summer. City are needing to potentially get rid of a couple of non-homegrown players, because whilst we're okay when it comes to homegrown players in the Premier League, we're not so okay when it comes to the Champions League. Thank you to King for tuning in. Says City, best team in the land and all the world. Love that. Thanks for tuning in. Nixon, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Hisham, welcome. I'm not expecting a move to be made for Cambiasso. I think City have got a lot of reservations about his price and the fact that he's had quite a few injuries in the last 12 months or so, and because of that, I don't think City are too interested in just distancing themselves. I mean, if he came available for the right price, maybe City would be wanting to take the risk, but here we are. Stephen, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Says, I saw that City had an offer rejected by Lyon. City preparing a new bid. They'll go in with fresh negotiations. They'll go in with fresh terms, fresh money on offer, a little bit more. They'll just keep chipping away at the negotiations. Obviously, with having both Cherki and Hugo Viana as our sporting directors and working on both the transfers, they'll be able to get it sorted, I'm hoping, and get them agreements in place in the next 24 to 48 hours. Elijah, welcome. Says, it's my first time here tuning in from Jamaica. So firstly, welcome, Elijah. Thanks for tuning in from Jamaica, the gorgeous island of Jamaica, where I'm sure the weather scintillating as ever, although I do believe it's the wet season in the Caribbean right now. Says, one question. Do I think that Rayan Cherki will be here we go today, or do I reckon it'll come tomorrow? I reckon, I'm going to put a bold prediction out there, that we're going to get it at the end of today, is what I reckon. There's my prediction. Early prediction. Alternative, thanks for tuning in. Heard Villa are wanting Chevalier, is that how you say his name? Chevalier from Lille, outstanding goalkeeper. They're wanting to replace Emi Martinez, and I can imagine Chevalier probably being quite interested in the move. Quite interesting that there's no teams in the Champions League coming in for him, but here we are. Yeah. Anyway, I do want to start, guys. I do want to start speaking about the three players. So just go very quickly. Just click and say hello to everybody. So Daniel, welcome. Thank you for tuning in, following for 2 years. Love that one. I'm not going to slander journalists who work hard. You know, if they have their understanding that the deal's agreed, then that's their understanding, and that's what they're going to report. It's what they get paid to do. Joseph, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I'm expecting Pep Lijnders to be the City's new assistant manager, bringing him in, of course, from former, where am I going with this? Is the former RB Salzburg manager, not bringing him from anywhere because he's currently a free agent, and a former Liverpool assistant manager, so he'll be the new assistant manager is what I'm expecting, and they may add a couple more as well. Solomon, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, thank you, much appreciated. Joseph, welcome, thank you for tuning in as well. That City guy, thank you for tuning in. Not just yet, but we are getting there. Bradley, welcome, thank you for tuning in as well. We might be it needs to be homegrown if they're going to be targeting another winger, as far as I'm concerned. Anissa, thanks for tuning in as well, much appreciated. Not a fan of Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis needs to beef up a little bit. It needs a low sense of gravity to him. Needs to be physically strong. Players like David Silva, Sergio Aguero weren't the tallest of players or the most muscular of players, but they held their own, and that's what Rico Lewis needs to develop as well. Scott, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I can't see City making a move for Rodrigo, if I'm being honest. Thank you very much, Richard, for tuning in as well. Much appreciated. Welcome, Ruben, as well. Thank you for tuning in. Quantum, thank you for tuning in as well. Ruben, I can't see a right back being signed before the Club World Cup. We're not being linked with any names to make that happen, if I'm being completely honest with you. But yeah, Tambi, I reckon that'll be done on Monday for Reijnders to become a Manchester City player. Kenneth, we're still waiting for the Here We Go, unless it's happened whilst I've been live. But the chat would alert me to such a thing, and I've not heard it just yet, and that isn't the cue for everybody to start trying to film me that we've got the Here We Go. I have the notifications on. I know if it's coming or not. Oh man, Jessica, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Thank you very much for your kind comment. Much appreciated. Do hope you're well. Thank you very much, Joshua. Thanks for tuning in as well. Says, can't wait to see how we line up next season. Can't wait to see what the free players can do for the club. It might not be too long before you see what they're going to be doing for the club. We're talking, less than 2 weeks, and it's Club World Cup time. So, fascinating. Welcome, James. I can't see us going for Cambiasso due to his injury record and price that Juventus are asking for. Joseph, welcome. Dharma, welcome as well. So did I see that Hugo Viana, the Sporting CP cast document WhatsApp transcript with Inter, doing negotiations over WhatsApp? I did have a quick read. It made me chuckle. I thought it was actually quite funny. If you Google Hugo Viana WhatsApp on X or whatever, you'll find it on there. Very entertaining. Very entertaining. I love I like the gap between messages being sent and offers being made within the space of like 12 hours after leaving him on red. It is what I really took away from that, which I thought was quite funny. Bertrand, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Excited to see the players bring that bit of hunger. It's exactly what City are looking for. Scott, welcome as well. Much appreciated. He reckons Livramento and Rodrigo. And you can see another treble coming on to outstanding players. And the thing is, City have got the money to spend if they want to. We're talking the price here for Reijnders, Ait-Nouri and Cherki. We're talking a price that's very similar to what Liverpool are paying for Florian Wirtz, which they still don't seem to be able to get over the line. But here we are. Scott tuning in from Hong Kong at 9:22 p.m. Love that. Richard tuning in from Zambia. We've got a lot of people tuning in from all around the world. Love that. Christopher in from Ecuador as well. We've got the continents covered here. We've got South America. We've got Africa. We've got, I presume we've got Europe in the room. We've got Asia in the room. I'm sure we've probably got North America as well in the room as well. Welcome to Nikosi. Would I spend 80? If we've got the 80 million to spend and he wants to come, I don't think I'd go more than 80 million. I'd probably be happy to pay the 80 million, going off just how well we've done with the transfers with the other players. Denton, thanks for tuning in, doing the catch-up. I'm doing all the catch-up as well, trying to work my way through everybody's welcomings. Thank you very much, Zekas, for tuning in. Says, hello, what's your name? Tuning in from America, but from Jamaica. We've got the Caribbean in the room as well. It says he's been a subscriber for for many years. Love that one. My name, Jay. Just simply refer to me as Jay, and I'll go, hello, that is me. Huge thank you to Hoodrich for the $1.99 donation. Much appreciated. Asking the big questions. What number do I think Tijjani Reijnders will wear? Let's 1 second. Let me just have a look at the Man City numbers that are available, and I will tell you my opinions. So let's have a look. That's a question and a half. I reckon, I mean, he's like an 8, but Kovacic has got the 8. Maybe building up to the 8 with like an 18. Although Ortega's got the 18, so I don't think he'll go for that. Might he have the Kevin De Bruyne number? 17? Maybe? He's an outstanding player. Cracking midfielder. I'm going to go 17. JSGC's number, born on the 17th of July as well. Love the number 17. If you ever see me wearing my Miami Dolphins top, I have 17 on there. Obviously the number for Jalen Waddle, so I always Waddle on the back of my shirt. But yeah, thank you very much for the donation there, Hoodrich. And yeah, I'm going to go 17. Chat, let me know, what do you reckon? Brian, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Welcome to Dean Yifa, if I've said your name correctly. We could still go for goalkeepers and right backs. They have to be homegrown, though, unless we start selling players. And I think that's what City's going to be their next focus on, letting players go. Wesley is an option because he's under the age of 21, but he wouldn't be able to be registered for the Champions League. Thank you very much for the support there, Sullivan. Much appreciated. Got USA in the room. Knew we'd have the USA in the room as well. Always got the USA in the room. Never lets me down. Mike, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Says, with City signing former Liverpool staff. Oh, this is the question, isn't it? Jurgen Klopp to Manchester City. I can't imagine Jurgen Klopp will do that to Liverpool. For everything that he's done for them, I just cannot see that happening. As funny as it would be, and I actually think, if I was to give my brutal, honest opinion on this, I actually think that bringing Jurgen Klopp in would be a fantastic replacement. If we're not to have Pep Guardiola, then we're looking at one of the most successful other managers in this modern Premier League era is Jurgen Klopp. So there's far worse options that City could go for, and bringing in his former staff may just tempt him here, maybe, but I can't see him doing that to Liverpool. Although he did get a lot of criticism for his Trent Alexander-Arnold comment, so I'm wondering if the love is still there or not. I don't know. There you go, one for you again, chat. Let me know. Jurgen Klopp replacing Pep when the contract's up. What do you reckon? Would you have it? Would you be happy with it? Would he do that to Liverpool? I don't see it, but maybe. Red Camp, thanks for tuning in. Says, imagine negotiating a deal for Rayan Cherki with Lyon for under £35 million. Could never be me. It says penny pinching from Man City, trying to negotiate the best deal, and then everybody goes crazy when they manage to get it under the value, and it comes out £25-30 million, and everyone's like, fantastic, what a man Hugo Viana and Chicky are. That's how things work. Andre, we've got tuning in, thank you, much appreciated. We've got lots of people from Jamaica, love that. Maybe JSGC needs to head to Jamaica and welcome all the fantastic support that we've got. Vice, thanks for tuning in. Not a fan of Rodrigo. Bradley tuning in. We've got Michigan in the room. I won't be too far off Michigan in September, heading to Illinois, heading to Chicago for a week, which should be really nice. I'm looking forward to that. Prakash, thanks for tuning in as well. We've got Michael tuning in from Cali in the USA as well, early. I love that. Thanks for tuning in. Canada as well, tuning in. Fantastic. Vice, testing my flag knowledge there. I'm not sure. Enlighten me. My flag knowledge isn't fantastic, so apologies for that. Jessica, we've got the USA. There you go. Fernando tuning in from Chicago is where JSGC will be in September for a week. Reynaldo, thanks for tuning in. We've got Brazil as well. We've also got Nigeria in the room with Og and Henakowo. Hope I've said your name correctly there, my friend. We've got Patrick as well, says I like your analysis, tuning in from Uganda. North America's present, St. Lucia, thank you. There we go, St. Lucia. Always learning. I've learned something new today. St. Lucia's flag. And also heard very positive stuff about St. Lucia. Josh tuning in. We've got Australia in the room as well. Colombia in the room with Eliza. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Wow, just outstanding. Can't believe just how global we are here on the channel. Tambi, I'm 29. I turned 30 on the 17th of July. So yeah, there we go. Bradley, huge NFL fan. Big Miami Dolphins fan. Not heading to Miami this year. Hopefully next year. Heading to Chicago instead. Got tickets to watch the Chicago Bears take on the Dallas Cowboys. Which I'm really looking forward to. Should be absolutely fantastic, that, to be fair. Nicosia, if Calvin Phillips does leave, then Tijjani Reijnders could take that number 4. It's on a bit of a cursed number now. Vice, thanks for tuning in, says O'Reilly, a must-keep as well. Hoodrich reckons 15 or 12 or 13. Could be right. I'm going 17. We'll see. David reckons number 4 will be taken from Nico Gonzalez, and he reckons Tijjani Reijnders going with 14. Is he a normal number 14? If that's available, then that makes the most logical sense there. David coming in with the logic, and we like logic here on the channel. Richard, thanks for tuning in. We've got Zambia in the room. Danny, welcome. We've got Jamaica in the room. Thank you, Fritz, for tuning in. Much appreciated as well. Just want it to be... we all want it to be confirmed. I'm hoping that at some point today I'll be able to announce it to you guys that it's sorted. Imagine the scenes if it's done on this stream. That would be immense. Shrey reckons Vincent Kompany. We'll see how he does at Bayern Munich. Obviously, fantastic for them to win the Bundesliga. Can he take them to the next level? Can they make some progress in the European stage in the Champions League? We'll see. Can't imagine Zizi coming to Manchester City, but I may be wrong. Richard, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. We've got Granada in the room from Nicosia as well. Thank you for tuning in. Fritz tuning in from the United States of America. Got lots of the US in as well. We love to see that. Why not? Thanks for tuning in. Nunes still on the right hand side. Unless we sign a right back, he'll play on that right hand side. If not, he looked pretty good at the left wing in the first half of the season. So very much a squad player, but a real good squad player. And I thought in the last 12 months, I think he's looked much sharper and much better than what we saw in the first 12 months. So if he can continue making that progress, then it could end up being a real tidy player. Got Nigeria in the room with King. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Why not? Called Fast tuning in from Nigeria. We've got Ray tuning in from New York. I was in New York last year. A very interesting place to visit. Certainly. Man City fan, thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Ian, welcome. Tuning in from Kenya. We've got Duncanfield with Paul. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Tyler, thanks for tuning in. Myanmar tuning in with Nandar. Welcome, Nandar. Got Genius tuning in from South Africa. Love that one. Steve tuning in from the ever exotic Eccled. Which is just outside of Manchester. Not a million miles away from me, to be fair. Josh with Australia, thanks for tuning in. Sierra Leone as well. Got Gigi tuning in from Florida, where I'll be next year for, I'm hoping for around 3 to 4 weeks would be very nice. So yeah, Scott, thanks for tuning in. I presume a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles. Could well be. Could well be a Crystal Palace fan as well. We'll see. Proudly tuning in from Detroit. Detroit Lions a good shout. An early good shout for the Super Bowl. Really early good shout. Navi tuning in from Nepal as well. We've got Real tuning in from Jamaica as well. Thanks for tuning in. Yep, Cherki, fantastic. Brilliant player. Always knew that he was a brilliant player. No surprise that he's now doing it on the international stage as well, and looking forward to him showcasing what he can do at City once we can get that deal over the line and hopefully sorted very soon. Also got Sahil tuning in from India. We've got India in the room as well. Brilliant. Thank you for tuning in. Mawaka, hello. Welcome welcome. I'm just getting muddled up today. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a long week, tiring week. Got Sri Lanka in the room. That's fantastic. India, just north of Sri Lanka, in the room with Shrey as well. Welcome, thank you for tuning in. Daniel, thanks for tuning in. Says, what we're doing with Oscar Bob. He's a fantastic player. He wants to stay. He's got a brilliant attitude, and hopefully this next 12 months will be a brilliant 12 months for him, I'm hoping. TB, welcome. Thanks for tuning in from Strood. Amos tuning in from Kenya as well. We've got more Jamaica in the room in the form of Justin. Jamaica, loving it in Jamaica today. Fantastic. Great to see. So yeah, welcome everybody. Big welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Chidi, thanks for tuning in as well. Man, thank you for tuning in. I've very nearly caught up on the comments. So welcome everybody. We've got Maryland in the form of Scott. Welcome as well. Paul tuning in from Duncanfield, around 7 miles away from the stadium near Ashton. Beats me, he's closer to the stadium. I'm 12 to 13 miles away from the Etihad Stadium. Not too far away at all. We've got Lagos in Nigeria in the form of Olawale. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, thanks for tuning in from India as well. Welcome. Right, Tony, welcome. Says, what do I think of the situation with Bernardo Silva? Do I think he's starting to slow down? Yeah. He's getting older. It's going to happen. He's a player that's very adaptable because he could just drop a bit deeper and play in them deep roles and play in them pockets really well, and outstanding with his distribution and his feet. So he's a player that can offer a lot. If he doesn't end up leaving this summer, I can certainly see him, doing a real good job in the Premier League for another 12 months until his contract is up. Tony, tuning in from Hampshire. Very nice. Down on the south coast in the UK. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Judah for tuning in from Trinidad. Love that. Thank you for tuning in. And Zekas do have a lot of Jamaican subscribers. I like to see the Jamaica squad being very well represented here on the JSGC channel, so I love that one. We've got a lot of the Caribbean, got a lot of Africa as well. Got Pascal tuning in from Kenya. We like that. Rightio then, guys. Whole point of the transfer show, we're going to speak about transfers. We've got the 3 big transfers that City are working on. Tijjani Reijnders, we'll start off with speaking about him. We'll get his statistics up and have a quick look at the statistics. Lee, welcome. Thank you for tuning in from Llandudno over in Wales. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome, Anne, as well. Much appreciated. We'll speak about Rayan Cherki in the bids, but I reckon another bid will probably come in today. You would think. Manchester, thanks for tuning in from the Netherlands. I'll be connecting in the Netherlands when I head over to Chicago. I like that. South Korea. I love that. Thank you, Let. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Shrey, Verbruggen's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Could be an option, might not be an option. Looks more like it would be Diogo Costa. I'd be surprised if it's not Diogo Costa, if I'm being completely honest. And thank you very much for your kind comments. So, let's have a look then first at Tijjani Reijnders and what to expect from him. So, just having a look here at his statistics. This is according to SofaScore with what they've got available. Welcome to Keith, tuning in from Australia. Love that. Welcome to Siv as well. Thank you for tuning in. We're all sad that we didn't get Florian Wirtz, but the business that City have done since then, outstanding. And Tyler, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I can see City targeting homegrown players. They might be over the age of 25. We'll see. Gilders, thanks for tuning in from Cameroon as well. Much appreciated. And welcome to Pranesh as well. Welcome. So, Tijjani Reijnders. Just having a look at the statistics and what to expect. It's just he's a fairly solid central midfielder for Manchester City. Just having a look here at his attributes. Covers all the ground very nicely. Good with his creativity. He likes to get forward. He scores goals. Good with his technical ability. Pretty good with his tackling. Defending's not his main attribute, but we look at his height here. 185 centimetres. That's what, 6'2"-ish. Give or take an inch. 26 years old, still got a lot of learning to do. Voted, of course, the Serie A midfielder of the season. I saw a few of you guys commenting about, of course, Scott McTominay being voted the MVP, the most valuable player in Serie A, and that was his title. That's his trophy that he's won. Tijjani Reijnders won the midfielder of the season, and that's due to his outstanding season that he's had with AC Milan. We're looking here across all competitions, playing an accumulated 4,591 minutes. He said so. These are his own words. I'm an incredibly fit player. I keep myself fit. I don't pick up injuries. And that is what City would be looking for a player that plays so many minutes. 54 appearances this season across the whole season. 37 appearances out of 38 in Serie A. 10 goals, 4 assists. Look at that heat map. He's going to be everywhere on that pitch. Lots of running. He'll drop deep. He'll pick that ball up. He'll move the ball. If he needs to be on the left, he'll take it to the left. If he needs to be on the right, he'll take it to the right. He's just a player that's here, there, and everywhere. He will fit in very well with Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. He is, for me, a very complete midfielder who I think will excel. Look at the average ratings, 7.24 in Serie A. Very consistent midfielder. It's very exciting to think that if we can get Rodri back to somewhere near his best, obviously post-injury, we don't know what it's going to look like, but if we can get him to somewhere near his best, him alongside Tijjani Reijnders is mouth-watering. Absolutely mouth-watering. Absolutely just excellent player. A really, really excellent player as far as I'm concerned. Having a look elsewhere, I mean, Tijjani. I like these little summaries. Tijjani Reijnders, 26 years old. Do you know what? I should probably use them in my video. A nice little introduction, in my opinion, into what to expect from the player. Right-footed, wears the number 14. Statistics are very good. His heat maps are very good as well. It's just an overall, for my summary, it's just a complete midfielder. I'm so excited to see what he can offer and bring to Manchester City, and the fact that City are bringing him in for less than £50 million is, for me, just nothing short of outstanding. Just an excellent player. So I'm super excited. I'd probably I mean, obviously we're bringing a player in from Serie A. They've not got Premier League experience, so I can't guarantee a player is going to be successful in the Premier League, but he's as close to a guarantee that I can get as far as I'm concerned when it comes to players being successful from players outside of the Premier League. It's just an all-round, just a solid player. Brilliant player. Really excited to see what he can do. And yeah, that'd normally just be our talking point for the next week or two. Man City are making a signing, an outstanding player. We're all getting very excited, and it's just all action go for Manchester City, really, because we're not working on signing just one outstanding player. We want to go for one of the most exciting young prospects when it comes to a fullback in the Premier League as well. And that takes us very nicely to having a look at Rayan Ait-Nouri from Wolverhampton Wanderers. So let's have a look what he can bring to Manchester City. The French-born Algerian 24-year-old. You'll notice here, 6th of June, his birthday. It's his birthday, so happy birthday to Manchester City's, what looks like our future left wing-back. 24 years old today, standing in at, I think he's 5'10", maybe 5'11". Wears the number 3 shirt at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Again, another player that's had a very good season, rated 7.9 over the last 12 months, which is fantastic to see. Really good to see. Made 37 appearances. We're noticing a theme here that Man City are targeting players who have got a good track record of keeping themselves fit over the last 12 months. 37 appearances in the Premier League, 3,128 minutes played in the Premier League as well. 4 goals, 7 assists, average rating of 7.04. A very good player. I think back to when City played Wolves a few weeks back in the Premier League about how he loves to get forward. We're looking here at the heat map and where to expect him to be. He is a left wing back rather than a full back. He's not a left back, so I'm not where my cursor is. This is not where I'm expecting Ait-Nouri to be playing for Manchester City, as you can see from the heat map. You may see him having to drop a bit deeper to go here when we're on the back foot, but I'm more expecting him to be pushing forward to stretch that pitch. In particular, with Jack Grealish, who I'm expecting to leave, we've not got too many players who are going to stretch that pitch. Obviously, Jeremy Doku is a player who loves the freedom to get forward, but he's a player that likes to hog the left wing and dribble past players, whereas Ait-Nouri is going to be the player, I think, that's going to try and stretch that pitch to make it, obviously, nice and wide, and it's going to try and tire players out, so he could be a very useful player on that left-hand side for City. He likes to get forward, as you can see here from the heat map. He doesn't just like staying in his own half and defending, and Wolves can be quite a defensive team at times. He likes to get forward. I'm just trying to think to myself, think of him as Joško Vardiol, but he doesn't have the potential to be a centre-back. And I presume that Man City are thinking to themselves long-term that they want Joško Vardiol to be a centre-back. And with that in mind, we do need to go out and bring in somebody else who can do Joško Vardiol's job when it comes to playing on that left-hand side of defence and that left-hand side to try and get forward. And that's where a signing like Ait-Nouri makes a lot of sense. And bringing him in for, again, less than £40 million, an outstanding bit of business and a player who likes to keep himself very fit. Just 24 years old, Premier League proven. Again, we're looking here, for me, a fantastic player who's going to be a real good signing here for Manchester City. As I always say, these players are going to need a couple of seasons, I think, to be able to adapt and gel themselves in, but I've no doubt that Ait-Nouri will do a very good job when he played against City. How good was he getting forward? How good, I think, did he hit the post? I'm fairly sure he hit the post. He's a player that's just excellent, a really, really excellent player. He excites me a lot. I think he could just be one of the best bits of business that we could do this summer, and he's not really a player that many people are speaking about. Everyone's so excited about bringing fresh midfielders in the likes of Tijjani Reijnders, and everyone's getting very excited about Rayan Cherki, that the other Rayan, the two Ryans that we're bringing in. Rayan Ait-Nouri just could well be that fantastic bit of business that Manchester City could well do, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah. What are your guys' thoughts? Ait-Nouri, what are you thinking? Do you think good player? Excited to see him, what he can do? What are you guys making of Ait-Nouri? I think it's a real good bit of business, to be honest, for the price that we're looking at. Premier League proven, still a very young player. I think there could be worse options out there for Manchester City, I think, and I'm excited to see what he can do. I really am excited to see what he can do. Feddy, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Manchester reckons Ait-Nouri could be world class. It could well be world class. He's got a lot of potential. He loves to get forward. And City are definitely looking at players who can do that. You see, he's not a very good defender. I spoke to a Wolves fan who summarised really nicely about Rayan Ait-Nouri, who said that he's fantastic getting forward. He's not a very good defender, so to rely on him defensively, it's not great. But for the large majority of the season, unless we're taking on a high-quality team, Ait-Nouri's his job's going to be to get forward, to create and cause problems. And I think we faced a problem in the second half of the season when teams were parking buses, that we were struggling to create opportunities to get the likes of Erling Haaland involved. And we do have to try and find a way to unlock Erling Haaland. And I feel like Ait-Nouri is a real good way to go about that, because he's going to get forward. And if you're going to have players coming in, creating and scoring goals, taking the pressure off Erling Haaland, then all of a sudden we're looking at teams having to try and adapt to themselves. I've been crying out all season for Jeremy Doku and Savinho to be scoring goals and getting regular assists to get better numbers, pretty much. We're not going to go out and sign ready-made replacements for these high-quality young players. It's not going to happen. So we have to look towards other positions. If we've seen that Joško Vardiel is looking very good as a centre-back, forming a real good partnership with, of course, Ruben Diaz, then we need options on the left. We can sit and rely on Nico O'Reilly, because he's done a real good job there, I think, for City. But we're needing more options because we've got 60 games in a season. And I just think he's a really good player. I like him. I think it could well be a brilliant bit of business that City could do. 35 million quid. City have got to be all over it, and they are going to be all over it. And it could well be Man City's first signing. Now, I'll let you guys in on an exclusive. I pre-film when it comes to the announcements for Manchester City. And I fully expected throughout the last 7 days for Tijjani Reijnders to be Man City's first signing. So I'm fairly sure. You guys feel free to clip it. You guys feel free to timestamp it in my video when it comes out, where I announced Tijjani Reijnders as a Man City player, because I'm expecting to be a City player, so the video's already ready to go. It's ready to be released. It's on private, ready for me to press go public. And I'm fairly sure I've said he's going to be City's first signing, and it's looking like somehow, even though the agreement's been in place for Tijjani Reijnders for days now, that Rayan Ait-Nouri could be the first player that signs for City, because he's going to be travelling over to Manchester today. Don't know if anyone's on plane tracking duties, but get tracking from Algeria over back to the UK. Is there a private plane? But he's expected to be in Manchester today, probably tonight. He'll stay in a really nice hotel, I'm sure, 5 stars, one of the best. And then he'll be ready to go for his medical tomorrow. And because he's going to do his medical tomorrow, that could be announced by maybe close of play tomorrow, but we'll see. So I don't know if he's going to be City's first signing. Tijjani Reijnders expected in Manchester on Sunday, and his medical's going to be them. So we'll see who's going to be first. Could be a joint double announcement. We'll see. Jessica, huge shout out. Thank you very much for the $5 donation. Much appreciated. Big shout out. Helping to support the future content created here on my channel. Much appreciated. You guys, legends. Absolute legends. So who do I see linking up with Haaland on the pitch now that Kevin De Bruyne is leaving? I can see it being one player, and City are going to throw all their eggs in this basket, and I'm certain it's going to be this player. And they're going to back Phil Foden. I think they'll put Phil Foden on a big contract, a brand new contract this summer. They will back Phil Foden, and they're going to go with him to try and find his form. I spoke about a couple of weeks ago the importance of Morgan Gibbs-White, because he's very good friends, Phil Foden is, with Morgan Gibbs-White. He's godfather of his children. And I don't know if Phil Foden's having some problems off the field when it comes to his personal life or what's not. But it's always nice. I always say this. It's nice to have a friendly face and someone who you get on really well with, that you get to spend a lot of time with in training, in the dressing room. Make no mistake about the absence that Jack Grealish will have outside of that dressing room once he leaves Manchester City, that it becomes a duller place. So they'll want personalities in there. Phil Foden will want a personality in there. City want to get Phil Foden back to his very best. Phil Foden back to his very best is one of the best players in the world. We're talking about, Rayan Cherki and we're talking about Florian Wirtz, but Phil Foden can also do that as well. He is a fantastic player. We just need to try and get him back to his best. They'll back him. So I'm certain they're going to back Phil Foden. He will be De Bruyne's replacement. He will partner with Erling Haaland, and they're going to try and just link in everything else around them two players to try and get things working, whether it be on the left-hand side with the likes of Ait-Nouri, you've got Doku, where it goes to the right-hand side where we've got the likes of Nunes, Savinho, and there'll be Rayan Cherki as well. These will be the options for City, but they'll interlink, they'll move into the centre, they'll move out here, they want a bit of versatility, they want players who are fit, lots of runners in there, but when it comes out and out to the players that are going to make the difference for City when it comes to replacing Kevin De Bruyne long term and trying to get the best out of Erling Haaland, I'm convinced they'll be going with Phil Foden and Erling Haaland. And that's how City hopefully won't feel too much of the effect of Kevin De Bruyne leaving. But Kevin De Bruyne leaving, it's like Sergio Aguero, as Pep said. You can't replace him. Someone as good as a servant as what Kevin De Bruyne was, you can't replace a high quality player like that. The only thing you could do is look to try and bring in players who've got new ideas and doing new things, and that's what City are doing, taking the risks with Tijjani Reijnders and Cherki, who are coming from foreign leagues into the Premier League to see what they can do. But they're going to back the Phil Foden horse, and I think if City have got some space in their midfield, depending on who leaves, and they want to go with another homegrown player, if they can negotiate a good deal for Morgan Gibbs-White. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm Morgan Gibbs-White's biggest fan. I don't think he's there for the quality that City would be looking for, but if they can get him for a good price, then I would have no problem with Morgan Gibbs-White being brought in if it can help Manchester City to have extra numbers, if it can help Manchester City to have fresh legs in their midfield and have a personality in the dressing room who can also help bring out a little bit more out of our players, including that of Phil Foden, then I have no problem with that happening. But thank you very much, Jessica, for the $5 donation. It's much appreciated. Remember, any donations that's made on the channel all just gets reinvested back into the channel, goes towards microphones, new cameras, equipment, and everything for you guys to enjoy, to provide the best top quality content for you guys. So thank you, Jessica, for that donation. It is much appreciated. So just before we end today's live stream, we are going to speak about the other player that everyone's crying for me to speak about, and that is, of course, Rayan Cherki. So we'll have a look at what he can bring and how good of a season he has had so far. Again, we're using the information coming in from SofaScore. So hopefully you guys can see the screen there. Let me double check. You can. Fantastic. So, I mean, look at that rating. 7.76, nearly 8 out of 10 rating, which is exceptional. Now, this is the thing I took away, because we were all there watching that game between Spain and France yesterday. And this, bow-footed, that's what I took away from this. He was just as comfortable using his right foot as he was his left foot, and that is worth its weight in gold. That is a very useful player, because it becomes very tricky to mark. We'll have a look at his heat map. He dots around. He appears here, he appears there. He can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play in the centre. He's a player that will just be alternated across the attacking line. He'll just pop up and turn up and he'll be there. But he's just an excellent, excellent player. Excellent player. I mean, this is just his heat map coming in from yesterday's game for France. And you can just see he pops up here and there, just doing anything and everything. He likes taking corners. He's not scared to have a go. He has shots. He scores goals, 8 goals, 11 assists in 30 appearances in Ligue 1 with Lyon. He's not got the best injury track record, but for the price that we're looking at, because I think we're looking here, if he had 3 or 4 years left on his contract, I reckon you're probably looking here at a player who's worth, due to his age, because he's 21 years old, turns 22 this summer, we're probably looking here at like a 70, 80, maybe even a 90 million euro player that we're picking up for 30 odd million pound, which is exceptional bit of business, but that's down to him working his contract down so he becomes affordable. Man City have got no problem in making him affordable and going for him, but just look at the consistency. Look how he's just gone from strength to strength. Struggled a little bit in August, but he's just gone from strength to strength. First half of the season, 7.5, 7.7, 7.6s. Look at this. Getting towards March 8s, 7.7s towards... These are the most difficult parts of the season here. Right here, December to February, and 7.8, 7.9 is just extremely consistent. A fantastic performance in them 30 minutes that he played for France yesterday as well. Attacking midfielder, plays out on the right, will drift over to the left, comfortable using both feet, a real good price. It's a no-brainer, absolute no-brainer. I'm amazed there aren't more interest in Cherki, but I presume that clubs are getting in contact, and his entourage are just saying he's signing for Man City, so clubs aren't bothering. That's why no other club's going for him. The only other club that's made the calls been Liverpool, and they did them calls before they got the word from Florian Wirtz that he wanted to sign for them. So they chose not to push that any further. Just have a look at his statistics. Look at him going from strength to strength through the seasons. 39 matches played in 2022-2023, 2,300 minutes, 5 goals, 6 assists, 7.16 rating, 3 goals, 9 assists in 39 appearances, just over 2,000 minutes. This season's played more minutes than he's ever played, 3,107 minutes, 12 goals, 20 assists in 44 games, 32 goal contributions in competitive games, both in the Coupe de France, the Europa League's had a good campaign as well, 12 appearances, 12 goal contributions, 4 goals, 8 assists, a rating of 8.0. For me, he's ready to make the move. He's ready to make the move to one of Europe's biggest and best clubs, to one of the best divisions, playing on a regular basis against some of the best players. It's just a no-brainer. It's just, as far as I'm concerned, it's the biggest no-brainer that we've got, really, if I'm being completely honest, because it's just a cracking player. It'll be a really good signing. Just having a look here at the summary. 21 years old. He's 5'8", 5'8", I think. Plays for Olympique Lyonnais over in France. Plays with both feet. Wears the number 18. Statistics have looked very good. 8.8 SOFA score rating for that France 5, Spain 5, France 4 game coming off the bench. It made a difference for France yesterday, and it will start that 3rd, 4th playoff game for France on Sunday. I'm certain of it, and yeah, it's just very exciting, really exciting player. Right, I've been live for just under an hour, so I am going to call it quits. I'm going to end today's transfer show there. We'll be back again next Friday for you guys with another live stream for you guys to enjoy. So thank you everybody for tuning in and interacting with me today. A huge shout out to everybody that has interacted with me today, and a big shout out to those that have also left their donations. It is much appreciated. As I said, we are aiming for 300 likes on the stream, so don't forget to leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you are new around here. Get your thoughts in the comments below. Social media links are in the description as well if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Alan, thank you for tuning in. You are more than welcome. And Kai, thanks very much for your kind comment. You are more than welcome. And I'll see you all next week for next Friday. It will be for the next transfer show for the next live stream. So I'd appreciate anybody dipping in. That would be much appreciated. And I will see you all for my daily Man City transfer update out later on today with all the latest in the City transfer world. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Peace. Ciao for now.